Jackson kept his head down, pushing the floor cleaner past the freezer section. The machine hummed low, its wheels clicking over tile. Then he heard it, a sound so soft it almost vanished under the noise. A broken breath, a muffled sob. He slowed. Just ahead, near the end of lane 6, a young cashier crouched behind her register. Her headset hung loose around her neck. Her apron was still on. She hid her face in both hands. "I can't miss another shift," she whispered into her phone. "They'll cut my hours again." The words were sharp, but the next ones cut deeper. "I lost my mom. I lost the house. Now I'm losing me." She let out a bitter laugh. "But the guy who made these rules, people like him don't come here." Jackson's grip tightened on the handle. She didn't know he was already here. Jackson didn't move right away. The steady hum of the cleaner filled the space between them. Alyssa, he didn't know her name yet, kept speaking in a low, shaking voice. "I haven't paid the electric bill. Now they're talking eviction." She paused. "No, I didn't tell them." "What's the point?" "HR says flexibility is key, but if I'm not available 24/7, I'm out." Her words echoed off the empty aisle. Jackson's eyes followed the edge of her apron, frayed at the corners. The shoes on her feet were scuffed, the kind you buy secondhand. "You know what this place is like," she said quietly. "You're either invisible or gone." Another pause, then softer. "I just want one person to see me. Just once." She drew in a shaky breath as if to steady herself. Jackson's chest tightened. She had no idea the man she spoke of was standing 10 feet away. Jackson kept his head turned slightly away. He didn't want her to notice him watching. She shifted on her heels, pulling her phone closer to her chest. Silence stretched between sentences. Then a faint laugh, flat and tired. "But people like him don't come here," she murmured. "Not really." Jackson's grip tightened around the handle of the cleaner. The words landed heavier than she could know. He had written those policies, signed them without a second thought. Back then, it was just numbers. Charts, a promise from consultants that it would be fair. Now he was watching that same policy crush someone in real time. Her voice broke again. "I lost Mom. I lost the house. I'm losing me." The cleaner's hum filled the gap. Jackson took one slow breath. For the first time in years, he felt ashamed of the company that bore his name. Jackson eased the cleaner forward, letting its soft whir mask his steps. He moved past the freezer door as if nothing had happened. Inside though, his thoughts were pounding. Faces from his early days flashed in his mind. Cashiers, stalkers. The first store manager. He had known every name. Back then he worked the register on Sundays, unloaded deliveries. At 5 o'clock in the morning. No policy stood between him and his people. Growth had changed that. 300 stores, binders full of rules, HR run by strangers in glass offices. Flexible hours for a stronger workforce. That's what the binder called it. A win-win they'd promised. But standing here watching Alyssa hide behind her lane, he could see the truth. It wasn't flexibility. It was a slow squeeze, a quiet way to push good people out. And he was the one who had let it happen. The cleaner's hum faded as Jackson parked it near the wall. He stood still for a moment, hands resting on the handle. Alyssa's voice drifted from behind the register. "Quieter now. I just want one person to see me, even if it's the guy who wrote these damn rules. She gave a half laugh, dry, without joy. But people like him don't come here. Jackson's chest tightened again. She didn't know he was here, didn't know he had built this place from the ground up, and didn't know he had signed the policy now strangling her hours. For a moment, he wanted to walk away, pretend he hadn't heard. But the words stayed, sharp as glass, invisible or gone. Losing me. He looked down the aisle toward the front doors. The air felt heavier than the machine he'd been pushing. Something had just shifted inside him. And he knew this wasn't